Good evening and welcome to the Newshour Agenda. Madhav Gopal Krishnan. The BJP is riding high on the success of the G20 summit, as was visible outside the party headquarters earlier today, as the Prime Minister was welcomed with a rousing reception by party workers. After accomplishing a mammoth feat in hosting the G20 summit, the Prime Minister and party will now shift focus to electoral business. BJP headquarters is a beehive of activity as ahead of the Central Election Committee meeting to decide on candidates for the crucial assembly elections in Madhya Pradesh. The meeting, in fact, just concluded a short while earlier. And also, of course, the summit hosted under India's presidency has been marked by several feats. From consensus on the Delhi Declaration to reading the Riot Act to Canada, every accomplishment had Modi's footprint on it.
आज कैबिनेट की बैठक में प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की अध्यक्षता में जो G20 बहुत सफल उसका आयोजन हुआ। G20 के सफल आयोजन पीएम के कुशल नेतृत्व और दृढ़ इच्छा शक्ति का एक प्रतीक भी है। न्यू दिल्ली डिक्लेरेशन में आम सहमति बनाना ये अपने आप में दिखाता है कि भारत की बढ़ती ताकत। आज भारत ग्लोबल एजेंडा सेटिंग में अहम भूमिका निभा रहा है। भारत ने सदा इंक्लूसिव ग्रोथ की बात कही, G20 फोरम को और इंक्लूसिव बनाने की बात कही और अफ्रीकन यूनियन का G20 में शामिल होना ये उसको सिद्ध करता है।
Interestingly, on the same day, the BJP celebrated the G20 success. Team India held their first coordination committee meeting. The alliance appears to have made some headway as they've decided to hold the first joint rally in Bhopal on the first week of October and have also decided to corner the government on inflation, unemployment and corruption.
The committee decided to hold joint public meetings in different parts of the country. The first public meeting will be held at Bhopal in the first week of October in the issue of rising prices, unemployment and corruption of BJP government. The seat sharing, the coordination committee decided to start the process of determining seats sharing. It was decided that the member parties will hold the talks and decide at the earliest.
फैसला लिया गया है वो एक तो ये है कि जल्द से जल्द तमाम पार्टियां आपस में बैठकर जो मेंबर पार्टीज हैं वो सीट शेयरिंग पे चर्चा कर कर फैसला लेंगी। जॉइंट पब्लिक रैली भोपाल में करने का फैसला लिया गया है। रिस्पेक्टिव मेंबर पार्टीज हैं वो कास्ट सेंसस के मुद्दे को उठाएंगी।
Seats that are already held by members of the India bloc should not be open for discussion. We should be discussing those seats that are held by either the BJP, the I.N.D.A. or parties that are not part of either of those alliances.
However, the alliance is still to decide on multiple issues. Most importantly, the issue of seat sharing agreement across states. There's also the issue of a common logo for the alliance, and not to forget, there's been no word on the appointment of a convener or even a prime ministerial face in the alliance, and this remains a sticking point as even today, leaders from within the alliance were pitching their own leaders for PM even before India alliance could take a collective decision. So who really is in a better position to compete with and win India's trust in 2024?
Can I ask you one question?
Yes.
Are you going to leave the opposition alliance?
Oh my God.
You're all wondering, huh?
It depends on people, you know.
No, is she going to leave the opposition alliance?
Sir, opposition may be position also.
ऐसा नेता इस देश को बिहार को दिया है जो पूरे देश का बिहार का नेतृत्व तो कर ही रहे हैं, पूरे देश का नेतृत्व करने के लिए आज खड़ा है। यहां से विधायक भी रहे, वो 5 बार सांसद भी रहे, कृषि मंत्री रहे, भूतल परिवहन मंत्री रहे और इतने दिनों तक केंद्रीय सरकार में मंत्री रहने के बावजूद आज तक किसी माई का लाल का साहस नहीं हुआ कि नीतीश कुमार के कपड़े पर कोई दाग दिखा दे।
नीतीश कुमार इस देश का अगला प्रधानमंत्री है और मैं विकास पुरुष तो है ही, और मैं कहता हूं कि अगला प्रधानमंत्री है। और मैं इतना आपको बता देना चाहता हूं, देश टकटकी लगा करके नीतीश कुमार जी के ऊपर देख रहा है।
Let's take this across to our guest. Joining us with us is RP Singh, BJP spokesperson. Tushar Gupta is the senior editor of Swarajya. We also have with us Ghanshyam Tiwari, Samajwadi Party's national spokesperson. Joining us also is Advocate Nikhil Jain, political analyst. Let me also go across to Advocate Varis Pathan, national spokesperson of I.N.D.I.A. Let me start with you first, Nikhil Jain. What really was achieved at this meeting today is a question. Of course, certainly there's been an announcement of a joint rally in Bhopal. They've also said that on graft, on jobs, on inflation, you're going to take on the central government. But that apart, the important sticking points on who's going to be the convener, what is the kind of seat sharing agreement that we are going to see some breakthrough on, none of that has really been resolved, isn't it?
Madhav, I can turn around and ask the N.D.A. what is their seat sharing plan, what is their common agenda, who the leaders are, where the meetings are taking place, are they even taking place? But for some reason, nobody in the country wants to ask the National Democratic Alliance N.D.A., but everybody wants to ask the India Alliance, where are you going? I remember I was in a debate some time back about after the third meeting in Mumbai.
Nikhil, in many states, these parties are directly pitted against each other. Where in N.D.A. do you have N.D.A. allies fighting against each other? Simple question, because it's a fact that in whether it's West Bengal, where TMC, left and Congress are in the fray, whether it is Punjab, where Congress and Aam Aadmi Party are the lead parties, whether it's Kerala, where of course it's LDF versus UDF, as you very well know, and even in Delhi. So the point is, in those states, how will these parties work together?
And they are working together. They have multiple coordination committees. There are senior leaders of these parties meeting together. Of course, I've been saying from the day one that this alliance has been made, that this is a difficult alliance, but now the opposition parties realize that instead of their own personal benefit, instead of their personal political gain, what they have to look for is the benefit of the country, of the people, and that is why they'll have to set their differences aside, which is what they're doing. After every single meeting, we hear some news about Mamata Banerjee is going to leave, Arvind Kejriwal is going to leave, this is going to leave. Has anybody left the alliance so far? If anything, two more parties were added.
Well, maybe not leaving, but she's certainly pitching herself as a prime ministerial candidate over there. I don't know if you saw that video where she does not rule out the fact that she could be in position. Opposition could be in position and does not rule out the fact that she could be prime minister. So, you know, there is obviously some basis in this speculation. It's not empty speculation. Is this all empty speculation, RP Singh? The kind of differences, whether it's the prime ministerial phase projection, with the statement that is coming out from different political parties. You saw Lalan Singh's statement, demanding a role for Nitish Kumar. So what's going on?
Well, you missed on the former Haryana Chief Minister Huda's statement that we'll contest all 10 seats, Lok Sabha seats in coming parliament election. You probably missed on the leader of the opposition in Punjab. He is on record saying that we'll contest all seats in coming Lok Sabha. Oh, the Aam Aadmi Party in charge of the Haryana today itself said that we'll contest all seats in Haryana. Oh, Mr. Kejriwal recently went to Chhattisgarh and said Mr. Baghel is the most corrupt chief minister Chhattisgarh ever had. You're missing on Kerala. Congress chief Sudhakaran was recently arrested by the Kerala Communist government. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary is still on protest, protesting on Mamata Banerjee's way of functioning in Bengal. So, do you think by just meeting together, doing some photo op, having a cup of tea, will help make people at the ground level have a chemistry? How will the 4 ministers, followers who have been arrested, who are behind bar in Punjab, will have their teams making work together with Aam Aadmi Party and in Punjab? How will these Congress leaders work together? Tell me.
But RP Singh, that apart, let me ask you another very important question. Here you have the India leaders saying that they're going to raise in their joint rallies issues of corruption, of price rise, of unemployment through the course of these entire rallies. You know, just projecting the Prime Minister's achievements when it comes to G20 and diplomacy, is that really going to work as an election issue? Sure, there may have been diplomatic achievements, but is that an issue that the people will really vote on is also a very important question, because the BJP certainly is projecting that at this moment. Will it work on ground?
Madhav, then we should have a long debate only for what government has achieved, and then for meanwhile I'll send you a booklet, but I'll just notify 4. Kisan Samman Nidhi to 11 crore farmers. No one could have ever imagined. 55 crore people are benefited from Ayushman Bharat. No one could have ever imagined. More than 3.5 crore people have got roof on their head. No one could have ever imagined. 80 crore people have been taken care with the ration. Corona, who helped people to save?
No, I'm talking about the G20 summit achievements, sir. I'm talking about the G20 summit achievements. You've given a grand reception to the Prime Minister today. I'm not going to go back to what has been done over the last 9 years. I'm talking about what has happened over the last week. How big an issue will this be for the BJP in the run-up to 2024?
Well, I'll tell you, that's also one of the very big achievements, because it's the first time after a long period of the G20 joint declaration has come. Otherwise, I don't remember last two meetings of the G20 as a long a joint declaration.
Okay.
It was long pending that African countries can be on board. That will help, not with our image, that will help with the economy of the country. That 55 countries put together in Africa are part of the G20 now.
Okay. Great achievements over there. No, there was no consensus before this. Indian diplomacy has won at the end of the day. Ghanshyam Tiwari, African Union has been brought in. The G20 is going to become G21. It will be a more inclusive G20 or G21, as you may choose to term it. And a lot in terms of even putting China and Canada on the mat, that the BJP will say that it has achieved through this particular G20 summit. And so why shouldn't they project those achievements? Ghanshyam.
Good evening, Madhav, to you, my fellow co-panelists and the viewers. And let me start by expressing my condolences to the brave Jawans, the brave soldiers who have been martyred in Kashmir. As far as the G20 accomplishments of this government is concerned, definitely it has set India on a global diplomatic stage, where India has seized the leadership position in a crisis-ridden world, demoralized by possibilities of recession on one end and the ongoing war on the other. And by becoming a bridge, by bringing African Union, by creating alliances such as the Biofuel Alliance, by putting India's digital infrastructure out there, and by setting a roadmap that can keep the world going towards the goals of sustainability and towards fighting climate change. These are big accomplishments, and I have congratulated the Prime Minister, the External Affairs Minister, Mr. Mamata Banerjee, and the entire G20 team. But when you ask the question that how will it benefit the people to whom the Prime Minister promised that there will be 2 crore jobs, or to whom the Prime Minister has promised that there will be the farmers' income will be doubled, or that black money will come, or there is a way to fight price rise, or the way the BJP has spread hatred all across the country in the last 10 years, drawing room to drawing room, WhatsApp to WhatsApp. These are also important questions. So politics is not a unitary agenda. The Prime Minister is successful with respect to one mission with respect to G20, but is a massive failure with respect to every mission that the common man finds important, which is job, better livelihood, harmony in society, and belief in democracy. Okay. The Parliament is conducting a special session whose agenda is just released a few minutes back. I'm not sure if Mr. RP Singh and others have seen it, but this is shocking that in a vibrant democracy of 140 crore people, nobody has been told the agenda until few days before the Parliament. So the weakening of Indian democracy by a Prime Minister who will not face the press, who will not attend the Parliament compared to other Prime Ministers, who will not participate in debates. These are important things because they weaken the common man.
Okay, Tushar Gupta, this is weakening of democracy. Over the past 9 years, hate has increased and also parliamentary democracy is being undermined. 2 questions coming in from Ghanshyam. Please respond to them.
Good evening, Madhav. That's why probably Samajwadi Party lost poorly in UP in 2022 and also in 2019 and also in 2017. Because in the last 8 years, the hate has increased, the Prime Minister has given no press conferences, and apparently Akhilesh Yadav has all the answers for all the questions that exist in this country when it comes to policy making. I think Ghanshyam Tiwari needs to come up with better arguments. But Madhav, you started the show by asking the question to Nikhil that what was achieved in this meeting. I sort of disagree with you there. I think a big move was made in today's meeting, one that was not made in any of the other previous alliance meetings, which was the formation of a coordination committee, which has been assigned with a very important task, Madhav. This task is to prepare a list of the TV anchors these spokespersons are going to boycott, that of this new alliance. Now, the way I see it, I think it's a great step by the DOT Alliance because they do not want to answer any of the tough questions. Their Bihar representative says that Bihar's GDP is highest in the country as compared to other states. No one questions. Shiv Sena keeps countering the work of the now Maharashtra government. No one questions their term. Arvind Kejriwal talks about the education model, cleanliness model. No one questions him on corruption. Congress keeps talking about leading the alliance. No one questions them on seat sharing. No one questions them on their poll performance. No one questions them on what they bring to the alliance. Mamata Banerjee has been leading a state which has a lot of law and order issues, a lot of economic problems. No one questions her. So I think the important step taken today by this new alliance is to ensure that they do not go on television shows or do not engage with anchors or on debates where they are asked the hard questions. And then Nikhil Jain says that why are all the questions reserved for the new alliance? Why does NDA not ask the same question? I want to tell my good friend Nikhil here that NDA is a very settled alliance when it comes to seat sharing. You pick up any state and you have a fair enough idea as to how the alliance will contest the seats. Just a couple of weeks ago, Congress was fighting TMC in Bengal in a local election and you said that the alliance is settled. A couple of your CMs from your alliance go to the G20 state dinner. A Congress leader starts questioning them. What kind of an alliance is this?
Ghanshyam,
And then you want to boycott anchors, then you want to
Ghanshyam.
attack the NDA, then you want to attack everyone who asks questions about the alliance. How will that work?
Ghanshyam.
Madhav, fact puncture any propaganda. In 2019, H.D. Degoda, former Prime Minister of India, gave an interview to media saying that BJP wants to finish off regional parties. The party is sending ED CBI raids on JDS because it wants to finish off JDS and JDS is first enemy. And now BJP is boasting that JDS has become its alliance party. The N.D.A. alliance, which is basically a tukade-to-play gang. There's a tukda of Shiv Sena, there is tukda of NCP, there are two tukdas of Paswanji's party, and tukades all across.
You were also fighting Congress.
I was not interested.
You were also fighting
Okay, yeah. Let him, Tushar, allow him. Let me complete his point. Yeah.
Not one alliance partner of NDA knew the agenda of coming parliament session. They do not believe in democracy. They make
no, but the agenda just was released an hour ago, Ghanshyam. I hope you are aware of that.
Question is why? Yes,
5 days before the session. Is that really a short period of time?
Absolutely. You are calling a session of parliament. And after pressure, I have been on television debates with you, Madhav, asking every day, where is the agenda of parliament? It is after pressure this government has released an
I want RP Singh to respond to that. RP Singh, the opposition saying it is pressure built upon them. Sonia Gandhi wrote a letter, says Mr. Jairam Ramesh. Here you have Ghanshyam Tiwari saying that it's pressure that we have repeatedly, sustainedly pushed. Otherwise, the government would not even have released the agenda of the special session. Please respond to him.
Madhav, I mean, I can just laugh on it because I never thought Ghanshyam Tiwari can make such statements. I mean, agenda is always shared a day or two before in the joint party meeting, and then government has called for the all party meeting and also have declared the agenda, and there are probably consensus will be built on all these subjects which have been declared in the all party meeting. That's how the parliament functions. But coming to the issue, Madhav, again, in the alliance there are contradictions, is loaded with contradictions. State by state, Mamata Banerjee just took away the single Congress MLA from Sagar Dighi and made him join TMC. But what sort of alliance is going to be? Not only that, do you think there's been some alliance in Telangana, in Andhra Pradesh, in Odisha, in Northeast? So, only thing is, wherever it has already pre-decided or they are already there in alliance, it will be there only.
Okay. I want Varis to come in, but Varis, before I come across to you, I want a quick response from the Congress spokesperson, since the direct question is for Congress. Just coming to you in a moment, Varis Patan. Nikhil, please respond to that.
Madhav, first of all, I'm not the Congress spokesperson. I am a political analyst. I'm not representing the party.
Yeah, you lean towards the Congress party. All right, I stand corrected.
On debate with him 2 weeks ago. I do lean here, correct. RP Singh ji, I was in a debate with him 2 weeks ago after the third meeting of the India Alliance, and he had the same set of points back then. He has the same set of points today. And where is the India Alliance? It is still as intact as it was, as it has been for the past 2 months. But somewhere down the line, the BJP understands this. Yet the party's spokespersons cannot say that in public. I'm sure if RP Singh ji was to have a personal conversation with me, he would agree with me on that. But on TV, they try to point out to the country that this is an alliance with a lot of difficulties between itself, a lot of differences. Of course, there are differences. These are 28 different political parties. Secondly, Tushar said that the spokespersons are boycotting.
To contest assembly elections against each other in Bengal, in Chhattisgarh, in Madhya Pradesh, in Rajasthan,
decide होने दीजिए ना.
Telangana.
Let it be decided. Let it be decided by a consultative process.
वो डिक्लेयर कर चुके हैं. आपके लोग डिक्लेयर कर चुके हैं कि हम आमने सामने इलेक्शन लड़ेंगे. हम नहीं कह रहे. आप अपने अलायंस
पार्टनर डिक्लेयर किसी ने नहीं करा है. No, RP Singh, let me correct you on that. Nobody has declared. No, not at all. Not at all. RP Singh ji, this is not
Mr.
what any Congress spokesperson or any other person from any opposition party has said. What they have said, no. Kejriwal ji is saying that I will come to this certain state and I will contest elections here. He is nowhere saying that I am going to contest against X party or against Y party. Alka Lamba ji is saying that all the Congress workers are to prepare for all 7 seats. That is not to say that the Congress is saying.
So you mean to say that Congress will not contest
and the Aam Aadmi party would not contest anything. The fact is that nothing concrete on any of this has been said by any of these opposition parties. Yet the BJP would like to fool the people of the country and tell them another thing, while their own alliance, nobody knows. Tushar said that the N.D.A alliance is something, everybody has a fair idea of the seat share in every state. Let me ask my good friend, what is this seat share?
Okay. Let me come in now. Gentlemen, let me come in now. I want to bring in Varis Pathan. Of course, there are issues. Yes, several of these issues have been debated in the past, but yes, there are certainly issues in terms of the alliance itself. Parties may be coming together, maybe starting together, but how long will this unity remain? Will these unity rallies be enough to change the perception is one question. But let me bring in Varis Pathan on the simple fact. Varis Pathan, today, the Union Cabinet passed a resolution on G20. They praised and congratulated the Prime Minister on the successful completion of the G20 summit. The success of G20 and its arrangements is a reflection of PM's will and leadership, and the entire world is discussing about it. The 100% consensus of the New Delhi declaration shows India's growing diplomatic strength, and today India plays an important role in setting the global agenda. Is this perception going to be something that the BJP will be able to take home and make people vote for it? That's the debate. That's the question. And are the issues that the India is raising, I beg your pardon, going to be enough or persuasive enough?
Madhav, let me start with few lines which are viral on the social media since last 2 days. If you have to eat veg food in silver thalis, come to India. If you have to talk to the press, go to Vietnam. So these are the things which are going on in the G20 summit. We spent around 3,000 plus crore rupees on the G20 summit, and after 2 days what we saw, waterlogging everywhere there in the mandap. Not only that, the impact of the G20 was totally taken away by the BJP minister.
There was no declaration. There was no New Delhi declaration.
Point number 78.
There was no International Biofuels Alliance.
The G20 speaks about. I was very silent, Madhav.
Okay. But the point that will be made by the other side is that you're only looking at it on terms of finding fault.
Freedom of expression, and well, if you are done up with, then I will
go ahead. Make your point. Yeah,
I don't mind listening to them. Yeah, mere interrupting does not take us to anywhere. If you have called me for a debate, allow me to make my point.
Okay, go ahead. Make your point.
20 minutes. So now I am making a serious point. Allow me. Point number 78 of the G20 declaration clearly speaks about freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of expression. There should be no hatred toward other religion. But the very next day, the BJP's cabinet minister, Sheikhawats, what did he say? अगर कोई भी सनातन के खिलाफ कुछ बोलेगा उसकी जुबान खींच के निकाल लेंगे, हम उसकी उंगली काट देंगे, हम उसकी आंख फोड़ देंगे.
What rubbish?
Call for violence? Is this not a hate
Madhav, you can't allow this rubbish.
Immediately after G20.
I'm sorry.
So what is the use of the G20
one second.
When we...
One second. Where were these comments made, sir? Where were these comments? 1 second. Where were
Keep
these
quiet. Who
comments
is
made?
this person who's interfering?
One second. You know, this is a very serious comment you're making.
I'm
Gajendra Shekhawat,
BJP. I want to know you.
Gajendra Shekhawat, the very next day made a statement. It is very well before
I
the
give
media.
you a
It is
challenge
everywhere.
before
We
this
have been
debate gets
debating
over.
on that.
Please show
And he
where
clearly
did he
said,
say
कोई
so?
भी इस तरह की बात करेगा, आंख निकाल देंगे, जुबान निकाल लेंगे, उंगली काट डालेंगे. Now, is this not call for violence? And why is nobody condemning it? Because the G20's point was there. And now coming to the I.N.D.I.A and the I.N.D.A.
आप झूठ बोल रहे हैं. अगर आपके पास
I am not an alliance partner of the I.N.D.A, nor I am in alliance with the I, point N, point D, point I, point A.
No, one second. RP Singh. Now the point is, Mr. Shekhawat may have used. The point is, one second.
Do all this. No, Madhav,
there is a case filed against RP Singh also.
No.
One second.
Ask your research team to.
Who is RP Singh?
They can
How did you make my
One
point?
second.
Keep quiet. Keep quiet.
So who are you? Who are you?
The Gajendra Shekhawat did not say that.
Spreading falsehood on the
Who are you? Who are you?
No, not at
Gajendra
all.
Shekhawat, what did he say?
One second. Gentlemen, let me just come in. Now, one second. Please calm down. Mr. Pathan. Mr. Pathan, I am reading out a news report. Mr. RP Singh, just calm down.
This is not
There are
the
some
way,
news
Madhav.
reports.
If you have called him,
There are some
call
news
him,
reports.
allow him
Yes,
to
one second. Mr. Pathan and Mr. RP Singh, calm down. Let me just set the record straight on this. There are some news reports that a similar type of comment where Mr. Shekhawat has threatened some violence
This
are there.
RP Singh is
There
a
are certain reports. One second, gentlemen. Let's not debate over what is out there in the public domain. There are certain news reports that my research team is just telling me that has shown that there is certain comments that have been made by Mr. Sheikhawat allegedly. I'm not in a position to completely confirm that at the moment, but there are allegedly some comments that have been made which are controversial in nature. But the subject that he was raising, and certainly nobody can in any way threaten violence. But Mr. Pathan, the point is that the BJP will say tomorrow that this was in response to, you can respond to it. Once again, listen to me. 1 minute. Mr. Pathan, listen to me. Mr. Pathan, listen to me. 1 second. Please listen to me. I am just saying this, that tomorrow the BJP will say, and we've seen what the BJP has been saying last 1 week, that this is in response to the threat of erasing Sanatan Dharm that has been made by certain political leaders. Nobody is justifying any statements of violence, but this is what will come as a counter from the BJP as we've been seeing last several days. Mr. Pathan, respond to that.
Yes. Now coming to I.N.D.A, we are not in alliance with the I.N.D.A, nor we are in alliance with the I.N.D.I.A. We are not in alliance with them. We are fighting our election, and we are sure, and we will put in all of our efforts to ensure that the BJP is defeated and Modi does not become the Prime Minister for the third time. Now the BJP's frustration can very well be seen, Madhav, from the very fact that they've started this. There will be a new parliamentary special session they have called out from 18 to 22nd, wherein there will be no 0 hours. There will be no question hours. So what are they going to do that? And all of a sudden we come to know through sources, to your TV channels, that one nation, one poll will be the agenda. We debate on that for 2 days. Again after 2 days they come out with, अब यहाँ पर इंडिया का नाम भारत कर देंगे. Nothing happens to that. Again now they say the agenda will be given to you prior to 48 hours. Why? This is a special session. This is not a regular session. You have to give an information and intimation to all the MPs saying that, okay, we will be discussing that. Because if you go there, what will happen? Nothing. Now again yesterday what they came out with, dress code change. The security in charge who are just there at the Parliament House, their dresses will be changed. It is what came off.
Okay.
Where in constitution?
Okay, quick response, Tushar. I want Tushar to come in on this now. 1 second.
Can you tell me that?
I want Tushar to come in.
BJP is frustrated. They know they are losing.
Okay.
That is why each and every day they come.
I'm allowing that question. Let Tushar respond to you.
They have no agenda. They have no agenda. People are asking their questions on the rising.
You're trying to distract the public. You're trying to there's an attempt being made to control the narrative and change the agenda. That's a charge coming in from Varis Pathan. Please respond to that, Tushar Gupta.
Factual arguments, they come before the national television and this kind of.
See, Mr. Varis Pathan blames.
Okay, Varis, 1 second.
Let me.
You asked a question. No, Varis Pathan, you asked a very pertinent question. Let him respond.
Hold on.
He is responding to you.
But this is not the way.
He is responding to you.
Help. Listen. But the BJP did not once claim, even once that they were going ahead with one nation, one poll. The BJP nowhere claimed that they were changing the name of India to Bharat, or it was going to be a multiple usage of the country. They never claimed it.
They were claiming
People are free to have a debate on whatever they want. My question is, why did the opposition get rattled? If you were so sure that one nation, one poll is not happening, why did the opposition get rattled? Why were there opposition spokespersons saying it's against the federal structure? Mr. Pathan, the BJP or any representative of the BJP or even the TV media for that matter did not once confirm that the agenda would be one nation, one poll. It was just a debate that was happening. Everyone was only debating. Now, do you have a problem with the debate? Where is the frustration? I only see you as a frustrated panelist on this show. Even the Congress spokespersons are not as frustrated as you. You are the one who's coming across as frustrated. How?
Mr. Pathan, there is a committee that was formed. Was there no committee formed? Under Mr. Ramnath Kovind, there's a committee looking at one nation, one poll. Are you going to say that a committee formed under a former president is also something that's unfounded now?
The committee was formed under the ex-president.
Yes.
There was in that committee, they had kept the name, Harish Salve was there. 30 people were there in the committee. All that, so there was a rumor, there were sources, there were debates that the new parliament session is called out for that. But again,
so you fell for the rumor. So you fell for the rumor. So you fell for the rumor, Mr. Pathan. The country did not.
When you say no in the constitution, it is already said, India is Bharat. Then yesterday they came.
अगर rumors में आ गए तो इसमें किसी और की क्या गलती? इसमें भाजपा की क्या गलती?
Madhav, let me tell you, since yesterday, there are jokes going on the social media. ये uniform कैसा दिया है तो night suit दिख रहा है. Night suit दिख रहा है, लुंगी का कलर है. These were the things which are going on. Why does the BJP not come out with a concrete agenda that okay, from 18 to 22nd, we will be having a special parliamentary session and this agenda will be discussed. Whether you glorify Modi, whatever you want to say, come out, come at least let the nation know what you are going to say.
Okay.
But no, everybody is.
Okay, the communication is not happening clear. RP Singh,
public, it was
this is the way you have.
Let RP Singh respond to that. RP Singh, why isn't there a clear communication coming in about this special session? There's a daily attempt trying to control the narrative or setting the agenda. That's a charge once again coming in from Varis Pathan. I pose that question to Tushar. I'd like you to respond as well.
Madhav, when before this agenda was discussed in advance, it is always just a day or two before in the all-party meeting is discussed or the Business Advisory Committee is discussed. Although
what is the agenda
during this debate, I've been told the agenda has been declared.
2nd of September, what are they going to discuss? Because
there is no question hour
and there is no 0 hour.
Okay. Varis, you have asked a question now.
Varis Pathan,
you don't know.
Varis Pathan, you have asked a question. I'll get the response, please.
Better.
Yes, let him respond. He's a spokesperson of BJP. Let him respond to you.
You love to interject and even I love it. I was making a point, he was interjecting. Now I have got my habit. I love it. I love to interject. Yes, allow him to say.
Sir, let him. We are almost out of time. Mr. Varis Pathan, we are almost out of time. Quick 30-second response from RP Singh now.
Well, 75 years of Parliament journey is one of the agenda. Advocate Amendment Bill, Chief Election and Election Commissioners Services Bill, and the Press Recession and Political Recession Bill. These are the few agendas which has come. I was just going through the press release just now. The agenda is out.
Okay.
So you can discuss it there now on this channel also. You want to debate, you can debate.
All right. There's an interesting update coming in. I want to come in now. RP Singh. One second. There is a breaking news. One second. There's a seat sharing formula that is being prepared by the India Alliance parties. Now, this is not only for general elections, but also for the upcoming assembly elections as well. This is very important because remember, up until now, we were told that this is only going to work for Lok Sabha. This is not something that either in the by-election or assembly level will happen, but now this is what sources are indicating, that this may be for the assembly elections as well, where the member parties will sit together to formulate a strategy. Let me quickly go across to Tejshri reporting on that story. Tejshri, what's the update coming in? Very quickly.
Well, yes, there's a latest update coming in from the meeting that was first coordination committee meeting that was held at Sharad Pawar's residence, where in fact they have clearly mentioned that not only from seat sharing formula for the Lok Sabha elections, but state assembly elections will also be discussed. And also that is why the reason that first public meeting will be held in Bhopal, and the date that the particular date they have not given, but yes, they have mentioned that this meeting will be held in the first week of October. And as of now, today, other leaders of the other parties were not present, but so that is why the final seat sharing formula was not discussed, but they have discussed, they have chalked out this strategy that yes, seat sharing formula for state assemblies will also be discussed. In fact, they have also mentioned that the party who holds the party who holds stand in that particular state
Okay.
will also be the major deciding factor so as to
All right,
make
Sethi, we'll have to leave it there. And I'd like to thank our guests for joining us on the first debate as well. Tushar Gupta, Ghansham Tiwari, Advocate Nikhil Jain, thanks so much for joining us. RP Singh and Advocate Varis Pathan, you'll stay on for the second story that we're going to be debating in just a few moments.